prazer estar aqui nesse evento. Quero aqui parabenizar já o professor Bosco pela iniciativa e a importância desse evento no nosso Estado. Eu aqui hoje represento aqui a indústria do Estado do Ceará, como vice-presidente eleito da Federação das Indústrias, mas também tive a honra de, até 30 de junho, ser o secretário de Desenvolvimento Econômico aqui do Estado do Ceará. E a importância desse intercâmbio, dessas relações internacionais para o nosso Estado, ela sem dúvida, é a pauta principal do nosso desenvolvimento. O Estado do Ceará fez o seu dever de casa ao longo dos últimos anos, com grandes projetos de infraestrutura, com o nosso complexo industrial e portuário do PECEM, a nossa ZPE. É um Estado que hoje tem uma infraestrutura logística não só rodoviária, mas também de fornecimento de gás natural, enfim, de tudo que uma indústria precisa para se instalar no nosso Estado. Nós estamos preparados para receber esses investimentos. Temos, historicamente, uma relação muito próxima com o Oriente, com a Coreia do Sul, que hoje é um grande investidor no nosso Estado, através da siderúrgica do PECEM. Temos relações firmes com a Espanha, aqui temos empresários da Espanha. Temos uma relação firme com a China, com a Itália, com Portugal. E, para nós, essa aproximação com o mercado africano, ela tem uma importância muito grande. Inclusive, temos aqui uma linha já, né, instalada de transporte marítimo do Ceará para a África. Então, quero dizer aos senhores que, como empresário e como recentemente secretário de Desenvolvimento Econômico do nosso Estado, eu quero dar as boas-vindas e dizer da importância de recebê-los aqui e de como temos a necessidade e a vontade de fazer negócio no mercado africano, não só exportando para os países de vocês, mas os recebendo aqui no Estado do Ceará, para que nós possamos futuramente pensar em parcerias e joint ventures aqui no nosso Estado. Minhas boas-vindas a todos os senhores. E, para iniciar o nosso painel, que nós vamos conversar sobre planejamento estratégico e projetos de integração regional, eu queria passar a palavra para o senhor Bernard Barandereka, que é diretor do departamento de infraestrutura e energia União Africana, e dizer que o senhor tem 25 minutos.
Mr. Moderator, I thank you so much for giving me the floor. My name is Bernard Barandereka. I'm an energy expert working in the Department of Infrastructure and Energy in the African Union Commission. My presentation is related with the development of geothermal energy resources abundant in East Africa. I mentioned East Africa. And I will talk about the risk mitigation facility, because developing these resources is facing many challenges. Many challenges. Among them, we have the risks that are very, very high in developing, in exploring geothermal energy. And we have other risks, which are upfront costs that are very high in developing, in exploring, and developing and producing energy from geothermal resources. We have also the legal regime and regulatory framework, which is not adequate in our region, in our countries, so it is very difficult to attract investors. What we want to do is to put in place a framework that could support public and private investors to be involved in in this sector and be confident and bring their resources to support our continent. It's an initiative launched by African Union Commission with the support of the German government with 20 million euro, and also the EU Infrastructure Trust Fund with 30 million euro. We established this facility just to start with. It is not 50 million euro to start with is not enough. So we said, let's start with pilot countries, 5 countries only. Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda, and Tanzania. We started with that. And we launched the process in 2011 by signing the financial agreement with KfW, the German Development Bank, on behalf of German government and the EU. We signed an agreement with KfW on behalf of the 2 institutions. And we launched the process of calling for partners for countries of this region, East Africa, to join us and come and propose projects on that. So, the geothermal risk mitigation facility is going to support developers on 2 or 3 aspects. First aspect is to support surface studies. And also second is exploration drilling. And third, infrastructure to get access to these potential sites, being water necessary, or power, or road access road. So, I'm going to give you some figures on infrastructure grant, for example. We are proposing 20% of approved allowable costs for infrastructure required for eligible surface studies or eligible drilling programs. For surface studies grant, we give 80% of approved allowable costs. It's very high. For drilling grants, we provide 40% of approved allowable costs for the exploration drilling and testing programs. That's very important for developers to understand that. And also, if an applicant is a developer is wanting to go further beyond exploration drilling, we provide what we call continuation premium of 30% of the costs. That's very, very important. So we call for developers to join us because there are grants that we can provide to public or private entities. So it's very important, very interesting for developers to be there. We launched the application round in 2012, and we had many projects coming from the 5 countries, and we started with, we had 11 applications. We made a selection. There are selection criteria we need to follow because we don't have a lot of money, so we need to follow principal evaluation criteria that we allow grants to 2, 3, 4, 5, not all applicants. There are selection criteria. Geothermal, GRMF, or geothermal development presentation in Fortaleza. I can come to you there. Okay. The presentation is sent to you. Yes, no, go ahead. Sorry. the facility is providing grants following a competition process, which is transparent, which is also rigorous in 2 stages. There is a pre-qualification stage where we call all who want to submit their proposal to submit expression of interest. And we evaluate that. After that, we make a short list of those qualified to supply the full application. They submit then the full application following criteria evaluation process, which is transparent and very clear for everyone. We evaluate the submission, and after that, applicants who are successful according to a threshold very, very, very high, those accepted, we call them for negotiation of the grant. And after successful negotiations, for the first application round, we had 5 projects that were successful to be accepted and to receive the grant. I can tell you that we had 2 projects in Ethiopia, 3 projects in Kenya. 1 project in Ethiopia was on the surface studies, and the second one was on drilling. All the projects from Kenya were about drilling. And we had also 1 project from public entity, and 2 projects from public entities, and 3 projects from private developers. It's a very good example to understand that we call for public or private developers to join us, and they are joining us. The second application round was launched last year, and it's still going on. We're still evaluating. We need to complete the evaluation end of this year and start negotiation end of this year till next year. And I can tell you we have many, many projects coming in. Instead of 5 projects, we are facing 18 projects. 12 surface studies projects and 6 drilling projects. That's very, very interesting for us. And also we are facing proposals from public entities or private developers. That's very, very interesting also. What I can say also is that for the second application round launched last year, we decided to expand the project coverage and consider 11 countries. 11 countries. It means 6 countries in addition to the first 5 countries I mentioned. So we added Eritrea, Djibouti, Comoros, Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, and Zambia. 6 countries above the first 5. So it means that today, in the second application round, and next year or this year also, the third application round, we are covering the whole East African region, starting from Eritrea till Zambia. And we can say that this mechanism is attracting more and more interest of developers in East Africa. We have received a call from Sudan and Malawi to join the program. We have received a call from Egypt, and Mozambique to join the program. So it's very interesting for this region. We hope that we receive more and more donors, more contribution to this GRMF. So we have also received confirmation that DFID from UK is going to support us and bring in £48 million to the basket, to GRMF basket. So it's very interesting. We are calling partners like Brazil to join us and contribute to GRMF. We are calling also for more and more. So we are calling other partners to join us and contribute to GRMF so as to expand the coverage of more projects in more countries in the region for surface studies, for infrastructure, or for exploration drilling. So, but we are facing some challenges. I would like to say that the first issue is mobilization of additional resources for GRMF. I have said that. And there we need Brazil and other friends of Africa. We need also to strengthen our skills of experts in all these countries. I mentioned we need to train about 250 geoscientists, 190 drillers, 50 drilling engineers, 50 reservoir engineers, 70 power engineers, and 70 technicians. We need to train and train and train our people to tackle this geothermal development, which is really critical. We are also in need of making available a geothermal database. It's very important for that the next wells to be drilled, we have many references and experiences going on here and there. So we are also encouraging our countries to promote legal and fiscal stability, to encourage private investors to join us. That is very important. It's a big challenge. So in conclusion, Mr. President, GRMF is really attracting more and more interest, as I said. More developers are calling. We need that Brazilians, investors, come and join us also. We need to mobilize additional donors. We need Brazil to contribute to this GRMF. But most of all, we need investors to join us and work with our countries, work with our investors, African investors, hand in hand for joint benefits. And I conclude with that, and I thank you so much. And I'm very sorry that the presentation that I sent to the Secretariat wasn't available this afternoon. But what I can say, you have this kind of brochure which is available for those who are interested. There are many there outside. If you can get that and read what is there, or if you have any question, I'm available. And we have an email address also. You can contact us at any time. We can respond to you and provide all information needed. We are ready to welcome you because we are organizing an information workshop in October. We are organizing donors conference of all investors or all partners involved in the regional geothermal program in East Africa because we are dealing with harmonization of policy and coordination. So we need really to coordinate all ongoing initiatives in East Africa. I thank you so much for your kind attention.